and welcome to the first walkthrough of the Dark and Stormy Night. I've clicked on my Google Classroom file for Dark and Stormy MP3, and what I'm going to do is I am going to download it. So I'm going to press this lovely little download button here, and it's downloaded my file here. Once that's done downloading, I'm going to go Empty Project in GarageBand and click Choose. At this point, you should already have all of your loops and stuff installed. Alright, we're going to start with a software instrument track. We'll be adding more tracks later. So click Create, and you'll see your musical typing come up. We don't need that right now, so we can go ahead and click out of that. Also, right now we have our library up. If we click this little filing cabinet up here, we can stow away our library. The first thing you want to do is come up to where this metronome and eighth note are. This is the display mode, and we want it to display time. That way we can measure our project in seconds. If you go back over to your download, that should be ready. You're going to click and drag that right into GarageBand. Line it up with the beginning of our project. Alright, so let's just take a listen to this recording of our paragraph that we're going to be film scoring.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when I heard a groan. It sounded like it came from the bathroom, so I tiptoed down the hall and slowly opened the door. I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face...
Okay, so if we look at our paper for Dark and Stormy Night, we have our paragraph up here. And any underlined words are where I am looking for you to add some sort of sound effect. So, down below I have these words listed, and we're going to try to figure out what seconds these effects should occur. And for me, I would think that I would want to cut up this track so that I could really highlight the sound effects. So the first thing you want to do when you do that is figure out your seconds that she says these words. So you would go ahead and listen and write down. You'll notice the position of the seconds up here as it plays. Write down the seconds where those words occur.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out.
That's a great spot for a split right there. Here we put our ruler where we want it and click Command T. First you have to highlight the track. Command T. The other thing you can do is go Edit, Split Regions at Playhead. And as you see, it says Command T right next to that. Either of those options will work. And then you can pull the track away for your power outage sound. So, in order to get a sound effect, you need to go up to this loop button where it says Apple Loops. If you're running the new version of GarageBand, you should see sound effects down here. And it will give you a pretty long list of sound effects to choose from. So, if I want a sound effect that has to do with the power going out, I have a couple different options. I have this warp engineering. Let's take a look and see how that sounds. Sounds pretty good. That doesn't sound very realistic. Sounds pretty futuristic. That's pretty epic, but not exactly what I'm looking for. Out of those, I think number 1 is the best. So I'm going to click on number 1 and drag it in right underneath my track. Let's hear how that sounds.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when I heard a groan. It sounded like...
So if I look at my soundtrack, I can tell that the pause comes right here at second 13. So I've made sure that this track is highlighted, and then I Command T and give myself a couple extra seconds for a groan. Now I know that there is a pretty good Brontosaurus wail, so let's add that in. And hear how that sounds.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when I heard a groan. It sounded like it came from the bathroom, so I tiptoed down the hall and slowly opened the door.
Highlight it. Command T. And split. Opening the door. Barn door open? Barn door close. Let's try that one. And I'm going to line it up so the sound comes in the middle of that gap there. Take a listen.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when I heard a groan. It sounded like it came from the bathroom, so I tiptoed down the hall and slowly opened the door. I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain.
I'm gonna need a sound effect there, but I'm not sure I need a pause, so I'll keep going.
Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face...
And then at the end, our paper says a scream. So I'm going to be looking for a curtain sound effect, a breathing sound effect, and a scream sound effect. Now, obviously, I do not have a curtain sound effect. So I have to come up with something that sounds like a curtain being pulled back. Not quite. Certainly not. Nope. Oh, what about basketball net swish? That kind of sounds like a curtain. Alright, let's hear exactly where that was. I think it was at 28 seconds.
The curtain. Suddenly...
Yep. Right in this pause. Basketball net switch. Let's hear that.
I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing.
Breathing. Nothing that specifically says breathing. Ooh, footsteps. That might be good for our tiptoe. Let's put that down here and see how that fits in later. Hard rain. That might be great for the background. Once again, I'm going to set this back here, back at the beginning. So I'm adding in different layers as I find different sounds. Not quite. Oh, that one's even better. Scuba breathing. Not quite what I'm looking for. Alright, so I haven't found a breathing sound that I'm super happy with, but that's okay. You could have chosen that scuba diving breathing sound and that would have worked. But here's another method. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go track up in my top menu. I'm going to go new track. Now I want to record using the microphone in my computer. All of this is fine, so I click create. This track is called Audio 5 right now. So I'm gonna start our track, I think it's here.
I hear breathing behind me.
Alright, so it's at 30 seconds that we want the breathing to occur. Right now I have a metronome on. I don't really think I need that. So I do need it to count me in so that I know when to start breathing. So it's going to start playing like 4 beats ahead of when I need to breathe. And all I do is I make sure my track is highlighted, I have my ruler where I need it, and then I click record, and then I record myself breathing. So here I go.
To the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around.
Lovely, let's see how that sounds.
Breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
My breathing isn't very scary, so I'm gonna go into this track, this audio 5, and click voice. And then there's a bunch of different vocals. This is kind of like an auto-tune. So I'm actually going to use a deeper vocal and see how that affects my breathing.
Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
That impacted my sound of my original track, and it shouldn't have. I think that's a defect with GarageBand. Let's see if I turn it down a little, if it'll be okay.
I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
I'm getting some feedback. Okay, so when I avoid feedback, let's see if that will help.
I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face. Pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
Okay. So I'm going to turn that back up. I realized what my problem was. I'm not listening with headphones right now. So, if I had headphones and had recorded that, it would have come out sounding cleaner. But because I recorded it and it was already playing that part, it's not going to come out so nice. So, even though I don't have headphones on me right now, I can still fix this problem. I'm going to delete my breathing. I'm going to bring my track to 30 seconds. And then I'm going to solo the track by pressing the headphone button. And that mutes all of the other tracks. And this time I just have to wait my 4 beats, and then I'll record my breathing, and it won't pick up anything else. Now, if I unclick the solo button, let's see what that does.
I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
Still not very scary breathing. Let me try one more thing. Let's try monster vocal.
I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
Okay, I'm gonna need to back up my rain heavy over here. And it's not letting me back it up because I haven't looped it out. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna take my ruler and I'm gonna cut it here. So Command T, and I'm just gonna click on it and press delete. Now I need one more recording at the end because our paper says that I need a scream sound effect at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and record myself screaming. This time I'm gonna use a regular vocal. And we'll go right about here.
Breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face. I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
Okay, so that still has that monster vocal, and I do not want that. So I'm going to go classical vocal there.
Face.
Much better. Okay, so let's hear our whole story.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when I heard a groan. It sounded like it came from the bathroom, so I tiptoed down the hall and slowly opened the door. I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
Alright, so I did everything right, except I did not have a sound for lighting the candle. So, let me look here. Now, I could create this sound effect by ripping a piece of paper. So, why don't I do that? I've got myself a piece of paper here. And let me listen, make sure I have the right second.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when
Okay, so I'm probably going to need my sound to go right here. And then, once again, I'm going to go ahead and press my record button.
I tried to find my way into the kitchen.
But first, I have to solo track it. Didn't quite catch that. Let's try one more time. Then I'm going to unsolo.
It was a dark and stormy night, and the power had just gone out. I tried to find my way into the kitchen to light a candle when I heard a groan. It sounded like it came from the bathroom, so I tiptoed down the hall and slowly opened the door. I walked to the shower and pulled back the curtain. Suddenly, I hear breathing behind me, and I quickly turn around to face.
Alright, and that about concludes the first lesson on the dark and stormy night. Next time, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and learn about volume and musical typing and any other extraneous sound effects that we want to add into the layers to really make this have the tone that we're wanting for like a horror film. So next time, Dark and Stormy Night. Thank you!